Hello. Okay, I'm going to finish the Perceptual Abilities worksheet. You guys get my homecoming outfit for the day. And then you'll be done. This is basically all it has to do with vision. So this is kind of closing the chapter on vision, and then you'll look into hearing. Okay? All right, so we've been looking kind of through all these different ways that our brain processes a lot of depth in particular. Clarity, right? Interposition. Okay, so we got a couple left. We finished with relative motion. All right, so if you look at this, what happens to the road in this picture? The answer is it comes together, right? Even though we know that most likely this road continues, the two lines stay parallel to each other, but in order for our brains to process depth, what it does if it sees those lines converge in the distance, then we know that that's very far away. And if you're an artist in any way, you've known that probably, what did you say, since eighth grade. Okay, so that's called the linear perspective, and it happens with, any roads here, if you look on the right, it's a classroom. Basically, it's just parallel lines. They appear to converge in the distance. Sound good? Okay, cool. Next question. Does an apple change colors in different lights? I wanted to hear your answer on this one because I feel like some of you might have gotten very philosophical on this, but the answer is no. We know that, if the lights turn off in a room, although it appears to look different, the colors stay the same, right? Again, this is kind of a duh thing, but your brain processes that even though light changes, and technically the shade of the color might look different. But this is called color constancy because the color stays constant no matter the lighting. Sound good? Oh, see? The light's changing there. Oh, but did the apples stay the same? Yes, they do. Okay. The next one's just really similar. These are all basically constancies. So same thing here. We know that shapes stay the same. So when a door, this example here, when a door is opened, technically your retina is going to see it maybe as what's my geometry word here? As a different shape? Darn. Okay, whatever. It looks like a different shape, but we know that it's the door is staying the same. Okay. All right, this one, we kind of looked at something similar to this. So what's messed up here is this guy here, a giant. So if I have my ruler again, this little guy here is the same size as this little guy here, but your brain thinks that this guy's bigger in the back. Why? It's assuming that, remember we talked about this a little bit, it's assuming that if it's farther away, the closer it gets, it's going to look bigger, like this one dude here. He doesn't look like a giant compared to that guy because we know that this guy's just farther away. Okay, but kind of what that has to do with is if you see somebody walking towards you, all right, this guy's walking toward you, we know he does, even though on our retinas it gets bigger and bigger, we know that person or that thing does not become a giant, that the size stays the same no matter how the distance changes. So our brains process, oh, he's small, oh, now he's big. He's not a giant, his size stayed the same. Okay? Beautiful. And this last one, we get to do this a day. I don't know which day we'll do this, but this is called perceptual adaptation. So do you remember sensory adaptation? Your senses get used to it. So if you're tasting an Altoid, it's strong, but then you get used to it, right? Something smells really bad, but then basically your senses get used to it. Well, this is saying your senses don't really adjust, but how you perceive it, you have to adjust yourself. What the heck does that mean? Okay, so glasses people or contacts people. Have you ever gotten new glasses and your eyes hurt for a few days? Or have you ever worn somebody else's glasses? They say that's not good for you and it hurts. Your brain, eventually you have to get used to it and you adapt to it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you these little funky goggles. You know, you've seen all those goggles that adjust where you're looking. So we're going to play around with that and have you get used to seeing those things. But the technical definition here is the ability to adjust our vision to an artificially displaced or even inverted visual field. So you get used to anything that adjusts your vision. Eventually your brain, you perceive it differently. So I'm going to show you this video. I'm going to make you watch this video, the first thing. And it's a lady who wears goggles that flip it upside down. So like if she's looking down, she's going to see the sky. She wears it for like a week, I want to say, which if you think of wearing glasses for a week, they hurt, new glasses. Your brain has to get used to it. So here, totally flipped upside down. We're going to play around with this a little bit. But anyway, she eventually learns how to like ride a bike with it. So I want you to watch that. Then we're finished with that worksheet. And today there's a little, now we're going to move on to hearing and how we hear, and some of the anatomy of our ear. And then we'll move on to taste and touch and smell next week and pretty much wrap it up. All right. Okay. See ya.